Hi, hello, welcome to a new article. In this video, I will mention how impact factor can be tricky and understanding journal metrics is essential. So let's look at this journal most people only look at impact factor of the journal, but it is important to know how they calculate it. Otherwise, they can calculate the success of the journal. I think the acceptance rate is important. So if the acceptance rate is high, it means they're not very selective, or they may not receive many articles. So it can both mean that. So if they don't receive many articles, we can assume that the journal is not very popular. So I think we cannot say anything about annual downloads. It doesn't have doesn't have much meaning. And it's important that from submission to first decision, as average is important, because some journals keep you waiting like forever, and after 2 months they say we rejected you. It's important. And how many articles they receive is important. If journal receive a few articles, then they most likely to have higher impact factor, but it doesn't mean that the article that you published will be cited well. So that's why you should keep that in mind. So let's look at the journal metrics in brief. Impact factor, so citation metrics. The average number of citations received by articles published in the journal within a 2-year window. Only journals in this SCI or Social Science Citation Index have an impact factor. So it is important to understand that it was within 2-year window, and the new journals can't have impact factor. So they have to wait for 2 years, and then they will have impact factor. And it's also important how they calculate it, because it may differ. So the impact factor quartile means the journal's highest subject category ranking in the citation reports. So Q1 means it's in the 25% of the journals with the highest impact factors, and 50% means Q2 means 50%, Q3 75, and the rest is Q4. And I think there's no Q5. I don't know though. Probably there's no such thing. So Fiveyear impact factor, the average number of citations received by articles in the journal within a 5-year window. So this is also important, because it means the journal is improving. And they mention Scopus because it's important that how many days it takes journal to be indexed in Google. And some articles can be indexed in 2 days. Some articles may not even indexed by Google. So it indicates problem, like maybe blacklisted or something. So you should be careful. If you want to submit an article to journal, you can check how many articles the journal was published using Google. So if there are many articles, then you can trust the journal. Source normalized impact per paper. The number of citations per paper in the journal divided by citation potential in the field. I don't know I have never heard of it, but it means the number of citations per paper in the journal divided by citation potential in the field. And this is very popular journal rank. Average number of citations in 1 year divided by the number of articles published in the journal in the previous 3 years. But I think this website includes also journals that were not indexed by Google Scholar or Scopus, so you should be careful. They might have a high impact factor in those, but maybe they are local journals. I don't know, but you can search about it. So they explain here from submission to first decision, and you can check the acceptance rate, as I mentioned before. Anyway, I think that is quite useful to know, and it's better not to be misled that high impact factor means high reliability. It doesn't mean that, so better Just try to write the best article and send the most relevant journal which is well indexed, that is well indexed by Google, and hope that monopoly will end, like somehow it will be diversified. Not the success will not be dependent on Google, because it means it can be biased later. They can change their system and it can cause problems. And anyway, that's all I want to say. Thank you, and thank you for giving your time and watching this video. You can subscribe this channel if you're interested in seeing similar videos, and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.